needs to be, I don't know whether it's showing in portrait form. Okay.
Landscape or portrait. The other one was landscape.
Was landscape. Okay. I like your background. Okay.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
There's something not okay about it. That one
doesn't look clear.
It looks. No. Is it better?
Yeah. Okay. Right. So.
Are you sure it's better?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. So.
I look at our own now.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
That's
okay.
Okay. So it's 6 o'clock now, and you all welcome to Faith Impact. And we'd like to say a very good evening to everyone on it. A good evening to Sister Benny, Sister Esther, Brother Joe, Kevin, Stacy, Joshua. A good evening to everyone. So a happy new year, as we've not seen ourselves this year, 2021. So a happy new year to all of us here from Faith Impact. And this is our maiden edition of this year. And we're going to look at mental health, first to mental health. Before we go on, I would like to welcome our brother Yom to give us a brief background of what people and what they do. So let's all welcome our brother Yom as he comes to tell us what Faith Impact is all about. Brother Yom, please, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Sister Gifty, for that brief introduction. The vision that led to the formation of Faith Impact. So Faith Impact was a group of professionals who came together to see how we can give back to our community, especially to discuss issues that affect us as ethnic minorities. The cultural competence into perspective of the culture of the people. So we decided to come together to form this organization to impact our communities, to discuss social and economic issues that affect our communities, from drug abuse, depression, knife crime, health inequalities. So that was a vision behind Faith Impact, to give something back to the community, and more so to tackle some of the social and economic issues that affect our communities, in particular, Black ethnic minorities. So that was the event. Is a series of events we've put together to build, to develop resilience in our communities, and to discover the background which we are coming from. So that was the vision behind Faith Impact. And we hope to continue to do this series of events to support our community, to build strong, resilient community. And we believe that a stronger people mean a stronger community. Thank you so much, Sister Gifty. That's all I will say about Faith Impact. And I want to take this opportunity to invite everyone who has joined us, wherever you are joining from, we want to welcome you, and we hope to have a very fruitful discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Yom from Faith Impact. And as he said, would like to welcome everyone that's on the program, whether you're watching from Facebook, YouTube, or you are live on Zoom with us. Would like to say a very, very good evening, and we say a big welcome. So as our brother said, they are here to support, to help, and our tonight's discussion is going to be very, very interactive. So if you are on air with us, try to open up, try to talk, try to come up with anything that you want to share with us, anything you know about, any contribution that you want to talk about. We're going to relax tonight, so you can grab a cup of tea or you can grab a very fruitful chat tonight. So tonight, as we normally do and as we've been doing, I have benefited a lot from this program. It's been very, very educative, and it's been very, very good. I've learned a lot, and I'm sure you too, you've learned a lot. If you're on, I would like you to share. If you're on Facebook or wherever you find yourself, share the link to friends. If you're at home and you're watching on Zoom, you can also bring your family members around. Let them all come, and we would all have a very fruitful discussion tonight. Good, good. So tonight, our topic for discussion is mental health first aid. First aid that we need, or something that we need, the initial intervention that you and I need to help someone with mental health issue or crisis. We're not going to be Dr. Enim to diagnose the issue, but we're just going to provide initial help or initial intervention to help solve the problem with someone having a mental health issue. So for instance, if you and I meet someone with the issue, what we will do is what we're going to talk non-medical to recover, or before it gets to the professionals. So tonight, as usual, I'm sure we have our main man with us, Dr. Enim, who will guide us through, or who will take us through this topic, after which we will him to take us through mental health first aid, or the initial intervention that we need to support someone with mental health issue. Is Dr. Enim here with us?
I think Dr. Enim is yet with us, so we will,
Okay.
yeah, we give him a couple of minutes.
Okay. So, Fit Impact is available to give support wherever you find yourself. If you log on to their website and you need any information or any help, Fit Impact will be there to support you. They have their telephone numbers that you can call at any time and they will answer. So I'll once again welcome everyone who is online, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Zoom Live with us, or whether you're on YouTube, wherever you find yourself, you're welcome, and a very good evening to you. So maybe at this point, we can just try to gather our points together as to what we're going to say as we're waiting for our doctor to come, our medical professional to come and speak with us. Or I'll give you back to Brother Young.
Yep.
And then every question concerning Fit Impact, you can direct it to Brother Young.
Okay.
And I think it'll be very helpful as we wait for a medical professional this time.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sister Gifty. So I just give a brief background about what happened. Recent research shows that people from our communities, we've been disproportionately affected by this COVID crisis. And there's so much conspiracy theories going on. But the truth of the matter is that we have been impacted as a community. And also, because of tackle any issue, you need to understand the background, the cultural understanding, and the perspective of the people you want to help. So And because of our own religious and cultural background, it is seen as it is shrouded in some level of secrecy. People don't want to openly come out and seek the help they need. So this event first is to first identify and find out how we can support people of the appropriate help that I need, the help that suits my need. So we want to look at identify first. How do we identify mental health issues in people, in our family, in our community, with friends and families? And how do we begin to provide early intervention, identifying it, providing early intervention, and knowing that this is itself a serious mental health challenge for our community, right? I will give a typical example. We have an issue where somebody rented an apartment and the person has got mental health issues, but anytime they see the person behaving in a way that is, we see it as, they will call it antisocial behavior or responding in a certain manner, is under some spell. So the first approach is to seek religious help. So these are some of the issues. So we want to look at how to identify this issue and then provide first aid. First aid could be sitting the person down, engaging the person, having honest conversation with the person, doing early assessment. How do you assess when you see me one day, this extrovert, you know, very excited, very happy. Then you see me for some reason, I'm very quiet, I'm withdrawn. How do you assess my situation? And I know that really I'm going through a difficult mental health issue and begin to provide the first aid I need. The first aid could be in a form of emotional support, in the form of encouraging the person. So these are some of the issues we want to start addressing on the platform. So I will start by asking anybody to first give me his or her approach she will use to identify anybody who he or she thinks would needs mental health support as a first approach, a first respondent approach. So Sister Gifty, I'll leave that to you and you can just talk to people in the audience because we want it to be more interactive. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Yom. And as he said, everyone is going to speak tonight and you just want to relax. It's not anything. Your approach to helping someone, what you would call an intervention, what you would do in case you come across someone with a mental health issue or someone suffering from mental health. The first thing you would do, the initial step you would take, what you would do to help before it's even given to a medical professional. So I have you on, I have our Sister Esther. If Sister Esther, if you can help us, if you're on and you can hear me, do you have anything to say? Okay. Hello. Okay, so I think our Sister Esther is not, the mic is not on. Can I take you to Yasantua, please? Yasantua, can you please help us if you should come across someone with a mental health issue? What would be your first approach? What would be your first intervention before it's even referred to a medical professional? What would you do? Sister Ya. Hello? Hello? It could be anything from your words, what you will say, I mean, as a reassurance or something. It could be anything, but since everyone is different, we just want to brainstorm as to what you would do or what I would do when we come to a situation like that. So anyone can speak at this moment.
I would ask Bernice. Bernice works with children to give us her thoughts on that. Bernice.
Okay, I would say when you are dealing with children, it will be different from when you are dealing with adults. But I'm thinking it will be the same approach. And sometimes the simple questions that sometimes we tend to forget is just to ask someone, "Are you okay? How are you feeling?" That alone can open up a big conversation and can bring out. Sometimes you can just ask somebody from looking at the person and knowing that something doesn't seem well. So just looking at the person and asking, "Are you okay? Is everything okay? How are you feeling?" That alone, there are some times that's all the person needs you to ask. And then the person sometimes maybe starts to cry or starts to pour out, "Oh no, I'm not feeling well," or "No, I'm bad," or "I'm poorly," or "I'm going through a lot." So the simple question, "How are you feeling? Are you okay?" can be the icebreaker for somebody to open up to you. And then you tend to give like a listening ear. So rather than asking too much questions, just let them talk. Just let them talk, because sometimes all they need is somebody to talk to. So once you allow them to talk, they may end up opening up and can tell you maybe what they are going through. And you may be able to identify some of the cue of what is happening to that person. So it can be, as we were saying, a work colleague who is the bubbly type and all of a sudden have gone quiet. It could even be a child that this child is very kinesthetic, very, very happy, bubbling. All of a sudden you see that the child is quiet, the child is withdrawn. So when it happens like that, what do you do to the child? You want to find out. Even with children, you can ask a child, "How are you? How do you feel today? Are we feeling happy? How do you feel today?" And with children, sometimes you can use like things to prompt them, like maybe happy face, sad face, and they can tell you or point out. And then you can ask the question, "Why are you not happy today? Why are you quiet today?" And sometimes they will tell you, "I'm not happy because this, or mommy did this, or this. And then from there, you as a practitioner will know how to support. And most of the times, it could be emotional. Sometimes if it is, you can do the emotional aspect. That's the first headway. If it is something to do with physical support, to just maybe lend or extend the hand, that can go a long way. But sometimes, as we are saying, people are very judgmental. Somebody doesn't want to speak about it because he thinks he or she will be, how do you call it, will be labeled. So you see that people tend to keep things to themselves. But mental health, everybody, regardless of your status, regardless of your profession, regardless of who you are, everybody can go through mental health problems. So it's something that is a big thing that we need to talk about as a family, as church organizations, as friends, as colleagues. Is very, very important, because now when you even see most of the emphasis is also on the well-being of staff. It could be you are an NHS staff, maybe you are a nursery practitioner. The mental health is something that now is a big focus, the well-being of people, because if people are not well and they are sick up there and they are not emotionally stable, then everything is possible. You hear about this person. Oh, I just saw the person yesterday. I just saw her yesterday. But maybe seeing that person yesterday, if maybe you could have realized or seen some triggers, that would have been a point. That's maybe sometimes just a word, a kind word from you could have helped that person change his or her mind of committing suicide the next day. So I think we all have a duty, just as it is always said, safeguarding is everybody's business. We all have a duty to look for clues. We all have a duty to extend a kind word to anybody we come across. So I think that's what I would like to say in my little way.
Well said, Sister Bernice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And once again, thank you, Faith Impact, for bringing this program our way. As I said, it's very, very educative and educational. We all helping ourselves. As our sister said in when she was talking, we are now in an age or in a time of our lives where things are very, very difficult and things are very different. And people are going through a whole lot. I mean, you can be a child, you can be a worker, you can be somebody employed or unemployed, but we're all going through one or two issues when it comes to our mental health. And she said something that at least when you meet someone or you're talking to someone and you open your mouth to say, are you okay? Are you okay? That in itself alone is a reassuring or a reassurance for someone. So let's be there for each other. Let's have empathy for each other and try our best to reach out to others, to people that we come, our friends, our family members, and to everyone that we come across. I would like to call on our sister Esther to also give us something or tell us what she would do. So thank you, Sister Bernice, for a powerful contribution. And I'll move on to our Sister Esther. Sister Esther, if you have anything to say, that if you come across someone with mental health issue, what would you do? What would be your first aid? What would be your initial intervention? Esther. Esther, please, your mic is not on, so you have to unmute yourself so we can hear you. Hello. If you can try to unmute so we can hear you, Esther. Hello? Okay, so as we're waiting for our sister to unmute, if there's anyone who's got something to say, you can come up with it, like as our sister said. It can be a word from you, a reassurance, or something. It can also be you calling up for help for the person or anything. The first or the initial intervention, something that you would do in case you come across someone with a mental health issue.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can hear you.
This is Yasantwa.
that's Antoine, yeah.
I'll just have to say that my initial intervention will be to listen to the person.
Yeah, it's sorted. Yeah.
My initial intervention will be to listen to the person. And over the years, I've noticed that listening is one of the fundamentals for dealing with somebody who has mental health problems. You don't have to be judgmental. You don't have to cut the person while they are talking. You just have to listen to them. Offering a listening ear goes a long way. Being sympathetic is also another one. I'll just say listening is key for me, to listen, just listen to the person. Sometimes it can be a phone call. They will call you and they will lament, this is not going well. Probably my marriage is not going well. My children are not doing well at school. Things like that. You just have to give a listening ear. Yes. And not be judgmental.
Powerful.
That's all I have to say for now.
Thank you very much, Sister Ya. It's so, 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 so powerful. Listening, and it goes a long way that someone is talking to you and you listen to the person. It goes a long way to helping someone with mental health issue, or not, if even the person hasn't got mental health issue. When somebody opens their mouth to talk to you, you offering that part of listening is a very, very important thing to each and every individual, and in all walks of life, in wherever we find ourselves, at work, at home, and anything. So yes, listening also a very good aid to use when it comes to dealing with people with any issue or any crisis, which includes mental health issue. It's our Sister Lynn here. So thank you very much, Sister Ya, for your powerful contribution. And I would at this time call on Sister Lynn. If Lynn is on, and Lynn, if you can hear me, if you can give us your first aid or your initial intervention to anyone with mental health problem. Sister Lynn. Hello, Lynn. Okay. So whilst we're waiting for Lynn to unmute and we could hear her. Hello. Hello, Lynn. Okay, let me also invite our Sister Patricia. If Patricia, you ready?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, so Pat, if you can help us with your initial intervention, your first aid, what you would do if you see someone with mental health issue.
Right. First of all, I want to say thank you to Fifth Impact for bringing this to our awareness, because mental health issues is very important in our society, and some of us do not know how much it goes a long way in our society. We see people and you don't even know what they are going through. But awarenesses like this brings to our knowledge and our understanding of what people go through. Because I believe that beneath all the symptoms and behaviors someone with a mental illness may exhibit is a person who has many of the same wants and needs and dreams and desires as anyone else. So people with mental health issues are just as normal as we are. And to show a bit of kindness goes a long way, or courtesy and patience. It's all these usually with smooth interactions and with all kinds of people goes a long way to help them and ease their pain. An example I can give is I have this girl at my workplace, and I can say she's not a friend. She's not my friend. But when you see her and the way she speaks, you can easily detect that she's kind of lonely and she's got a mental health issue because she's on a lot of medication. Such a person, like the other contributors said, the most important thing is listening. So I try to listen. And as I'm saying, she's not my friend, I'm putting emphasis on this because sometimes I'm there and then all that you can see is a phone call from her. And then she wants me to go shopping for her. She makes demands out of the usual. And I don't put her away. I listen. And when I can help, I do help. So what I can say is that people with mental health issues offer a helping hand if you have the means, and show a bit of kindness if you can. And all this goes a long way to ease their pain. And then they know that they have at least a sense of belonging, because everyone, if you feel you belong, you have this kind of acceptance. It makes you feel good. So that's my little contribution.
Powerful. Thank you very much, Pat. And as she said, a big thank you to Faith Impact for your support, for coming out such a program. I read somewhere that people that learn about mental health and even the little training that we're going to receive here tonight, like first aid and things like that, don't only help the people with the issue, but also help themselves. Because as we come daily, as we come every time, and we hear and we know what it's about, it helps us not only to help those with the issue, awareness for us, and it also helps us. So once again, thank you, Faith Impact. And we don't have to be judgmental. Maybe in time past, if you saw someone with mental health issue, you have been judgmental. But by you coming this evening and by you coming every time Faith Impact organizes a program like this, you are learning not to be judgmental, which is very, very important, because most people think that mental health issue only come across or only come by substance abuse and things like that. But I can tell you that even this lockdown that we are in now is creating a lot of mental health issue for people. So if you were somebody that you had the notion or the idea that mental health issue or sufferers or people with that issue, they are all substance abusers, then you're getting it wrong. But with this training, which is organized by Faith Impact, you're getting to know that, no, it's not like that. Anyone can suffer from mental health, from children to men to women to anybody, to cleaners, to CEOs, everyone. It happens to all. But when you learn, it helps you, the individual. So tonight we are helping ourselves, there to support, they are there to help us. You can give them a ring, you can call them anytime that you want, and they will be ready to help you. We are still on the age of things that we will do to support anyone who has mental health issue, anyone that we come across with mental health issue. We're still waiting. Please, is Lynn ready to give us her point or what? Hello, Lynn. Okay, she's not ready. Is anyone ready? I've seen BT, your phone, your mic is on. Can you please tell us what you do? Hello? Hello? Okay. Stacy? Is Stacy there? Okay. So in our interaction, we saw that sometimes we see people who are like, if you come across someone who is very, very lonely or is a bubbly type and has now become very quiet, then you can a helping hand. From our previous chapters or from our previous topics, we've also realized that people can be very, very, very happy or exceptionally happy. And that in that sense, it can also mental health issues. So sometimes it's not only when the person is down. So occasionally, if you see somebody who is also quiet and down and has all of a sudden become all jolly, 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 and it's like, it's talking too much, it's happy, laughing, and it's like, no, this is not this person. It's also an indication for you to also get closer to the person and also see what they have to say and listen and help the person. So yes, it can be when they are down and it can also be when they are up. As individuals as we are, as I said, many times in our lives, we go through this mental stress and mental problems. And a typical example is the times that we are in now, the coronavirus and the lockdown issues and all that, being kept at home and not going anywhere. You can't go out to meet friends and do all the other social things that we used to do. It's having a toll on people. As our sister who spoke first, we should try and even ask people, are you okay? A phone call here and there and text message, how are you doing? Is everything okay? People that we live even in the house with. Nowadays, you can find people living in a home and everybody is on their phone. It's like there isn't any interaction going on. Like we are all on our phones and we are there. But a little, are you okay? Is everything working? And just offering a listening hand to them and not being judgmental that why are you always on your phone and all that goes and help everyone. I know that by the time we leave here, we would go with a changed mind and a change of heart towards people. Not only people with mental health issues, but people in general. Good. Is Lynn please ready to talk and give us her point or her way that she can handle or or give an initial intervention to someone suffering with mental health, please?
Sorry, can I come in? I want to recognize Rhoda from ADF. Rhoda has been working with the youth from the Somali background in the community. And she's done a tremendous work in, in integrating this youth into the community, supporting, doing a great job in the community. And she took particular interest in the youth because
Glory, thank you so much for welcoming me. I've received your invitation, and yes, for the issue of the mental health within our community in general, especially for young people, not specifically for only the Somali community. I had today alone, 10 minutes before your meeting, and a conversation with one of the parents that actually was having an issue with her young man, and we told you. But what worries me the most, the moment facing with the pandemic and everything, after we move further, I actually am worried about the moral and the social support that we will be able to offer our young people that are facing so many challenges. And a lot of people from our background, when I say ethnic minority background, we are facing a lot, and I may be having a challenges, but then I deal with my challenges, and they are actually facing not only the rejection, but also so many challenges. Is only, negative everything. It can absolutely shape him in a negative way, and that could cause a lot of problem. So I was wondering, and I'm not an expert of mental health, so I know nothing, but I see the effect of the mental health around and in our community everywhere. I'm just wondering, as a community representative and as a faith organizations, whether we are able to join the fight. That is the only thing that I was thinking, and whether there is anything that Glory, you are passionate about the mental health, and I would love to see us as a faith groups or community groups working together to do something to address, instead of actually groups, but then something that has a really impact and that can support our young people.
Yes.
So Roger, from what you're saying, can you think of any practical ways that we can come up with before even we go to Glory to give us? Have you got any practical ways that you can help us with so we can follow?
Well, and first of all, to start with it, most of these young people, the rejection that they are experiencing must have come from the society. So they must have a place where they can turn it back and they can absolutely feel comfortable to belong. And at the moment, if you look at around, we have so many groups in different, and even within the group, sometimes there is a stigma and label, and that the young people don't feel comfortable. There has to be something that they feel comfortable, that absolutely is confidential, that actually only from the young people, that should be offered for them, and that they feel comfortable. There is a lot of support from the local authority, but our young people, they will not go there. They will not feel comfortable to go, because the rejection that they will, after they go there, how the family will think about them, and how other people will see them. So what is the solution? I'm just thinking about, there are a lot of support in there, but how come they are not reaching our young people?
Great question. There are a lot of support there, so how come they are not reaching? Glory.
Yes.
And then the platform. How come the young ones are not available?
Rhoda made a very important point. You see, if you want to offer support to ethnic minority, first, you need to have a cultural competence approach, understand our culture. You can't offer mental health support to me if you don't understand me. So that is the issue. There are many institutions in Milton Keynes, but the services are not tailored. We don't have people from our own communities addressing the issue from perspective, our cultural perspective, our social and economic perspective. So a huge issue. So as Rhoda was saying, we have to join forces together as a team, because we want to deal with these issues that affect us, because if you don't understand me, for instance, when an ethnic youth is going through mental health crisis, is different from what a Caucasian will be going through, because the approach is different, so we need to come together, have a way to address this issue. And one of the ways to address the issue is from our perspective, like that, bringing the young people together engaging them, people from our community acting as role models to help them. There are many mental institutions here, but they don't support our people. They don't, and they don't understand the challenges. If I'm facing discrimination, that is systemic. That you have created, the system has created. The same system that created that system that has resulted in me having mental health issue cannot solve it, because already there's systemic racism. So they don't understand us. Will not be compassionate towards him, and he will make his mental health issues more worse off. So this is why we are saying that when we come together as a community, we can address the issue from a cultural competence perspective, meaning that you understand the culture, you understand where we are coming from, what has led to that. If people have been discriminated, face social inequalities, and as a result, they've gone through what we call a certain level of, discrimination, socially marginalized, discriminated, feeling lonely. You cannot all of a sudden organize some kind of, say they should go to the mental health institution and seek help. No, you need to address it from their cultural perspective. You need to address some of the issues that is creating the issues, because the ethnic youth, believe me, they face a lot. They are the people who are likely to come out of school, not get jobs. They are the people who are likely to be, who are vulnerable to a lot of stuff. They are the people who have been stereotyped. So as Rhoda was saying, I believe that it's time we come together from whichever background you are coming from to address some of these issues, and also to offer a helping hand to these youth. When we see them, we should engage them. We should have a forum where they can come, where we can speak to them, we can encourage them, we can give them even simple first aid in terms of how to identify mental health issues within themselves and in their community, and how to not be judgmental.
Glory, I know you do a lot of workshops with the mental health. And is there any support of anything that is facilitated for you to be able to run this kind of program, or approach the young people and maybe do some kind of reach out and find out what are the gaps?
Yes, there are a lot of mental health institutions, but they don't reach out to our community, okay? They still don't reach out to our community. So now they are expecting that.
But we don't reach out, we don't reach them out as well, because of the cultural barrier, because of the lack of, because of we don't absolutely recognize mental health is an issue for us. It's just something that is kind of taboo for our culture. So there is a big gap, but you, like someone like you who is understands better and is passionate about, could actually bridge those kind of gaps.
Yeah.
Glory, can I come in from here?
Okay. Yeah.
Just as Auntie Rhoda is saying, I know Fifth Impact organizes programs like this for adults like us who have come to listen and have the awareness and knowledge. But what can Fifth Impact do? Like organizing, these days you can't meet these youth and these young folks anywhere because of the virus that is going around. But how about organizing just a meeting like we have now, where you bring these youth away from their parents, away from relatives. We bring them together and expose them to things like this. I feel maybe if you can put that in your plan or in your schedule, so that they can have that sense of belonging. They can have someone to listen to them. They can have someone to educate them, and then they can open up there are problems, and I think that's where it starts from. From what Auntie Rhoda is saying, that's where my understanding is they need help. And if the society is not helping, what can Faith Impact do from here to help? Just as we are listening, it's helping us. How can we reach out to them as well?
Just as Sister Pat just said, I was about to say something similar like that. We are on this platform now as adults, and what we can also do is, these children, they need mentors. And one form you can reach out to them is through possible a drop of card or giving card to them. When you just go to the shop and you see them, give them a card that have information on it and possibly a number to call. And as we are on this platform like that, we get to know each other. Like Sister Rhoda comes from Somalian, possibly I come from Ghana. So if you have a youth who comes from possible Ghana or Somalia, you will know someone at least you can relate to, that possibly can be a mentor to that child or can help with that child. Because the problem is, for example, if you are asking, maybe, excuse me to use my word, if you are asking a child who is possibly a Ghanaian with a mental health to be dealt with a white person who has no clue how to go about it, then there is a big problem, because one, he or she will possibly not understand where that child is coming from. And because it's a taboo, as we will put it in quotes, maybe I will be able to relate to that Ghanaian child. That is where diversity also comes in. I may be a Ghanaian, but I may have some friends who are Somalian or who comes from Jamaica, and I may have an idea about how to deal with a child, or even sometimes speaking, like even with children, sometimes we encourage language in nursery. Sometimes it even makes it easier when you can speak the same language that a child is speaking. It makes it easier for the child to bond with you and understand you and actually be open to you. So I think this is very, very important. If you can organize similar seminars like this for the youth, whereby possible we can come on, or you can have people that you can recommend or pass over to talk to them as their mentors. That I think will go a very long way, because even as we are talking about mental health, all we are talking about is the adult and the youth. But you know that the rate of mental health in children now, you can't believe it, because this is affecting parents and it's affecting little children as young as 2 and 3. Little children as young as 2 and 3. And if you imagine if this mental health and trauma and emotional distress in these children is not dealt with properly, do we know the lasting effect this is going to have on these children? If you have a 2 or a 3-year-old child who comes to nursery, and as soon as he hears a noise or a bang, he screams or he shouts, because possibly mommy is parents, some parents having been in their since they've given birth to their children, and they have almost 14 years, 16 years, they've never stayed in their house with their children. And sometimes at the noise and the shouting and the stop it, and it's causing so much havoc in the house. So a child, a 2-year-old child, just see the mom yell or scream, and the child goes into hiding. So this little child have this fear, and emotionally the child is already emotionally drained or frightened. So you can imagine what is happening. So as we are talking about mental, it's not only about youth or adults, the children that are going through this serious mental health crisis too. Something needs to be done, and if it can be done, adults must have the sound mind to be able to do things better. Then before we will be able even to help the children.
Wow. So that's the magnitude at which we are at now, that it's a big thing, and as all the contributors have said, and as our sister Rhoda said, but what I was also thinking was like, where we starting from the homes, can the home give any support to young ones?
Sometimes parents even live in denial, and instead of possibly, if it is me reaching out to another sister or brother, I don't want him to know that I'm struggling with my children. I don't want him to know that I'm struggling. So you see, this whole stereotype of thinking what somebody else is going to say, we need to come out. We need to ask for help when we need it. It doesn't matter your profession, it doesn't matter your status. Mental health can affect everybody. So if I'm struggling with as a 10-year-old child, a 6-year-old, 2-year-old, and I need help, I should be able, after all this is over. How do you then deal with that?
Can I come in?
Yes.
Yes. What's your name, please?
Yes, Antoine.
Okay, yes, Antoine. Yeah. Please come in.
You see, I think identifying where we'll be able to reach young people, it's probably is the problem. Lots of us, our ethnic groups, we go to churches, we go to the mosque, the children go to school. They have programs for mental health in the schools for them. But when we come to our churches and our mosques, because mental health is like a taboo for us as ethnic groups, we do not want to approach that topic in church or in the mosque. But lots of the youth go to church, lots of them go to the mosque. If we will be able to identify, we'll be able to have, like the lady said, sorry, I've forgotten your name, but you said you said mentors. If we'll be able to have mentors who are champions in mental, reach these children or these youth in the churches and in the mosques, they will approach them with like a flyer or a Faith Impact flyer or a meeting like Zoom. We'll be able to reach out to these young children, even in the churches and the mosque. Parents go, and we will be able to reach out to parents even in the churches. And because I'm saying this because we are ethnic groups, yes, and we identify with our faith, and we go to church and we go to the mosque. That's a way of approaching it to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I?
Someone wanted to speak.
Can I say something?
Yes, please. Identify yourself, please.
I'm Evelyn. We've been talking about mental health, which is a very worrying issue among ethnic minority. However, with youth, we can only do our best to create awareness, educating them, as everybody is saying, because the more we start talking about taboo, we start talking about all sorts of names we've called mental health, we need to educate ourselves and educate the youth. There's nothing wrong with mental health. Mental health is equally important as physical health. The fact that we don't reach out to everybody have a percentage of mental health, if it has not come to a place that is worrying, but we identify it as taboo, first of all, we need to start from correcting ourselves and start educating ourselves that it's okay not to feel okay sometimes. It's okay to feel anxiety. It's okay to feel depressed. If you want to cry, cry it out. Let's talk about it. Let's face it. Our churches, our community, do we really talk about the fundamental issues that goes with us? Yeah, we are talking about acceptance in this community because we are from other countries and we come in. Yeah, they are learning our culture, but I don't think our culture has meant so much to them. They're also learning, and the learning is taking so long a time. So we need to rise up in our children, by, first of all, psychoeducating them. Give them all the signposting of what they call mental health. It could be a little thing. It could be a little thing, because one, if they are not opening up to you, you can't go further. Assessment start by, first of all, even observing. How do you observe somebody have mental health? Can you talk about the language, repetitive languages? Can you see the fellow giving you eye contact? Can you even see? You see, some of these things, I know we are here and the gap is too much to fill in. With our professionals here, they are doing so much to do something, like when it comes to a place that we cannot do anything about it, then you seek for help. But we should know that dealing with it, sometimes you just have to seek for help. Sometimes they even say our body language, our posture, our voice alone scares them. The assessment they run through Black and Asian minority or our kind of culture is very, very different from what they see in their own type of, Caucasian, white, whatever. Now, it's our duty, any platform or shape or form we can get the message cut to our children, our society, as the sister said, the mosques, the church, are the pastors talking about mental health? Do they know that mental health can be anybody? That we don't even call it witchcraft, or we don't tell somebody have fully possessed because somebody cannot take the pain, or somebody cannot express his feeling, or somebody cannot cope with, anxiety of, peer pressures at school. So first of all, we just have to let them know, encourage them and say, it's okay to feel like that. However, can I take you through A and B and C? As our sister said, mentoring, it doesn't supposed to be our only children. It could be somebody you feel you really meet and you're like, this guy is down. From the look at things, you can tell the fellow's body language is not adding up. The fellow is not adding up. It's not the fellow is not on drugs. Maybe there's even food issues. There could be, signs of depression because the fellow doesn't even have warm clothing to wear. Can we help somebody by even common food? It could go a long way to them. Let me give you an example. There was a time I went to, my field of work, we went to assess somebody, and the fellow was very down. We're talking about medication, we're talking about, assessing medication, getting the fellow to, doing the right thing. First of all, I said, hold on, guys. Could I ask this fellow, have you eaten? When was the last time you had a hot meal? We have to go through those assessment theory to find out this guy is not that he's so bad. He was hungry. He doesn't have eating. He doesn't have food. All that kind of bit. So even if you are helping our youth, why do our youth go out there with guns, go out there to do things? Are they getting the support they have from their families or friends?
Thank you, Sherry.
So that's the little I would say, awareness, psychoeducation, creating awareness to our youth, posting them to the right channels, okay? And we as adults, we should educate ourselves with all these things and start looking at the very, very little things that we never look at, like somebody who has not eaten. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. This is taking us to, I'm really enjoying this contributions and conversations and everything. But one sister said that, where do we find our youth? Was a question that it was something that she mentioned, that where do we find our youth? And I think that every youth comes from a home. In every home we can get one youth or two. So maybe we can start from the home, because one of the things that I've also seen in this country is what our brother mentioned about the systemic approach, to things. I once was on an outreach to talk to people, and then I met a girl that was, I even asked her age and she said she's 16. To me, a 16-year-old was okay to talk to. We had a good chat. We talked about anything that she could talk to me about in an approach to help her. My intentions were clear. My everything was good. I had no motive of wrong anything. She was happy to meet me. We ended on a very good ground, only to be called by my manager later on that I've been charged to the authority for speaking to the young lady. In other, I'm not supposed to talk to a child at that age. So the systemic thing in the country and it also makes it a big, or puts a big toll on us in dealing with youth. But I think that the home can help a lot, because this thing I'm talking to you about nearly cost me my work, that I should not be allowed to come to work for talking to such an one who allowed me to speak to and talk to them, advise them, or do anything. Here, it's different. We also talked about diversity and other things. So in every home is a child or a youth. When we come to programs like this, we can extend it to our friends who come with. Sometimes when I'm having programs like this, I sit my kids down and say, come and listen to yourself and let's all have it. So that when knowledge is shared and they know it, because as we said earlier, if we can help start from there with our children. Somebody also mentioned that the way we talk and everything, it can even scare our kids and all that. These are all educational and very, very informative, because sometimes you think, oh, I'm from, example, I'm from Ghana and I talk, hey, come here, hey, sit here, hey, sit. To them, that's not how they see it. It's like, hey, mom, why are you shouting? We can all change, and change only comes when we have the knowledge, and we only have knowledge when we learn. So that's why it's very, very good that when we come, we invite others, and when we come, we also talk. Because if somebody have not spoken, I wouldn't have known all this. This is a very good program, and thank you, Faith Impact, for what you're doing. And we want you to do more. And we also want you to do more by we also contribute. So the point is still on the youth, how we can help. My contribution is that let's start from the homes. Let's educate ourselves. Let's help our kids. If we have 10 parents here and we start, and we all have one child or two children, we've touched about 20 or more youth. And I keep on doing it. It helps, because I know that we are in an environment where it's so busy that sometimes for you to catch up with your kids, so difficult that you be in the same house with your children, only to just get a text message or, oh, okay, food is here, I'm going, so I will see you. Okay, they are thinking. One child told me that she wants to have a friend, like a band, and she's a Ghanaian child with a very thick, heavy hair and wants to have a band. I said, why do you want to have a band? I said, oh, I just want to look like a white person. This is worrying to this child. And if the mother doesn't know why the child is quiet at home, her worry is she wants to have a band, which is not possible for you with that child to have a band. And it has been on her for so long that she doesn't want to talk to anybody. She won't talk at home. She's so quiet. But mom and dad don't know. So if we can start from the home, we talk to our children, we let them feel welcome, we let them feel special. We go into their lives. The computers and the gadgets that we've given them is helping them, but it's also not feeding them with. But if we can get into their lives, some few minutes with them here and there and all that, it will help a long way in shaping them when they get up there to the point where their friends are now talking to them and they are taking it and they are doing things that are really affecting and distracting them from their future. So I'm really encouraged at this point by the contributions and the things that everyone has said. I'm going to take it upon and I will be acting upon it. If anyone has got something to say at this point, the floor is still open and we still need some more knowledge and education. So anyone is free to talk at this point, please. We've got some few minutes, so please don't keep your knowledge to yourself. Yeah.
I also want to share and reaching out parents and actually talking to the parents and creating that awareness is a good start. But what is also good is there is certain age that the parents have influence on the young people, and there is the age that the young people are absolutely not going to listen whatever the parents is saying. Even she's promising him the paradise, he's not listening on her. So that age, when they are that age, the only part there, and if we have a youth champions, something that we are missing is that if we would have a youth champions, they will reach out the young people, because young people, they are so easy with this technology, they can reach each other so easily. And they understand that they talk to the same language. If those young people that are trained can reach out these other ones, and then eventually they can be supported, because the parents can only have an influence, when under the 10, under the maybe 14. But you have sometimes some families that there are 16, 17, 18, and the mom is talking, but nobody knows what's in the ears of the young people. So that should be something that we maybe as an African background that we should really think. I think a lot of young people, if we will facilitate them, that they could be a role models for the young people and they could reach out more young people. But because unfortunately, there is nothing there for them, they can't help the other one, and also they can't do that much. I've been contacted so many young people that actually wanted to do something and they wanted to be part of something, but because it's not that really structured and it's not facilitated, it's so difficult. But it's maybe something that we could think about, bigger picture, if we want to reach out and make an impact, that we could work on those kind of goals.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sister Rhoda. Is anyone got something else to say before I hand over to Glory? I think we winning at this point. We're doing well, and we want to know if anyone has got something else to say concerning first aid to mental health, which now we've included the youth and the children, which is very, very important. So if anyone has got something to say at this point, please.
Hi, I'm Mami. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Mami.
Hi. Thank you all for your contribution. I think it's been amazing. God bless everyone here. Thank you so much. The little is very little that I want to add. I think it's all been said, but the very little that I want to say is, I'm not sure who said it. There is a cutoff age, as it Sister Rhoda that said, when the children are after some age, it's quite difficult for parents to have much influence. They kind of get the influence or the attention from youth. So the need for youth championing. What I'm going to say is, that side. But before they get to that age, as parents, what we can do, or what I always advise that we should try and do, is at least just 30 minutes. I always say 1 hour, but if you can't, an hour of your time a day, put everything aside, switch TV off, put phone aside. I call it to my daughter as talk time. Everything is shut. We sit and we talk. How has your day been? What did you do today that you are proud of? What did you do today that you would do better with tomorrow? Any challenges? So it's like a whole world to her, because you've given her that hour to find out how she's doing. And if you're able to do this every day, it becomes a thing. Now she chases me with it. Times she just come and go, like we've got to have our talk time. So they appreciate it. So when they grow to that age, 14, 15, you've already built that foundation. They can come to you with anything. You just tell them anything. It doesn't matter, whatever it is. Talk to me about everything and anything. So I just want to encourage us here, parents here. Let's just, I know we are busy and all that, but an hour, at least if that is much, 30 minutes of your time. Because if we can't get that 30 minutes or an hour for them now, and they get to that stage where, you know, we tend to complain, my child has done this, my boy, it's because we couldn't squeeze just an hour or 30 minutes for them. So I'm just gonna plead with parents here. If you're already doing it, keep on doing. If you are not, please start it. As little as they are, just put everything aside, because at times we do it and we are watching TV, we are doing it and we are still on our phone. So they don't see the difference, but let this be a quality time for them and a time for them to open up to you. And
That's
you
correct.
do likewise and listen to them. So this is just something small I want to chip in. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That's very good, as you said. It's a very good thing. Everybody needs one-to-one talk. Everyone needs that. And if you are giving people attention, listening is very important and interacting is very, very important, as you said. We spend most of the time solving people's problems, forgetting about our own little things that mean a lot to the family. Okay? Children imitate. Children learn. Their first contact is our parents. The parents, their first contact. And there's a saying, children learn by imitating, and children's mind is like a blank slate. Whatever you put in, it stays there. So as you said, we should interact more with the children. Let we know their whereabouts, how their day has been. Let's have a one-to-one section. It's not going to be an interacting section, which everybody like. So we shouldn't ignore the little things. This goes far, and it will help the children, finding confidence in their parents, confiding in us, and telling us things that we think is going to be a big deal. And well, we shouldn't react. We should just listen.
Powerful. That's so good and so interesting. I mean, anytime you hear of such a program, I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss it. Tonight has been very, very, very good. And I think it's been orchestrated. And I think it's divine. I mean, we came with a topic and we're going with something else. Where we've been led to this evening, to me, it's everything. Because why is the enemy trying to destroy homes so that you destroy everybody? Because when the home is first attacked, nothing is going to work. And it comes back, it boomerangs back to us. Imagine you have a child that you've given birth to, a baby looking goody, nice. And it turns out at age 18, 20, and you can't even recognize this child. And it boomerangs back to you, the parent, in the sense that it's going to frustrate you. You have to, at the end, be doing a whole lot of things that you've not even thought of doing. There is a fight out there, and we need to rise up to it. As mothers, as parents, as fathers, it's time we did something about this issue. Because if your child is not happy, you are not also happy. If you have a youth at 18, 20, 14, now it's even from 10 years. They are doing sex, they are doing things, so many things. And it's a whole lot of mental issue going out there that they don't even know who to talk to because the initial thing has been broken. No communication with mom and dad going on. Nobody to go to. The friends that they went to are also leading them to bad things. So it's a whole lot of things going on that comes back to us. So maybe the homes, we start from there and we go on to helping, like one sister said, we go out helping others as nurses, as doctors, as this. But then our homes, we are not talking. As carers, we go, but our homes, nothing. You see, so maybe if we can start from the home, it will take us somewhere. Thank you so much, Faith Impact. Thank you, everyone who has contributed and anyone who came online and came and have listened and have gained knowledge. We'll have more of such programs. Thank you, Sister Rhoda, for coming with your expertise and all those who came to contribute. We say that please come more anytime you are invited.
Can we take something from tonight's meeting?
Yes.
Will it be possible that, because one thing I really like is when I participate something, I really like to take something back and to see that has been really meaningful, even though I've enjoyed talking to you guys, and thank you, sister. I think Sam was it, and reminding us for having a 1 hour quality with the kids, and definitely is something really to remind each other, and it makes really difference for the young people, and especially those young ones. But is there any way that Brother Glory, that he can maybe organize a youth program that our group that have joined today, maybe at least if he organizes, bring one young person that can maybe 20 minutes program can actually listen, and then that we gave them something about the mental health.
Yes, Sister Rhoda, thank you so much. With the issues that have come up, I think our next event will be focusing primarily on the youth, the mental health of ethnic youth. So that will be the flyer I will do. So we'll reach out to the community to target ethnic youth, mental health of the youth, how we can support them. So I think the first thing is that you can't help someone when you yourself, you're a victim of mental health issues. So the key is that as we've gained the knowledge, then we can be in a position to be able to impact. So the next event will be mental health, looking at ethnic youth, how we can help them achieve psychological wellness and wholeness in terms of how to deal with issues that affect their mental health. So in all sincerity, the next event that we are going to have, the next series of events, we are going to focus primarily on the mental health issues or challenges that face ethnic youth. So we will need you parents to encourage them to join in, and we also give the platform for them to be able to express the challenges that they face, like Sister Rhoda said, acceptance, identity crisis, when you are in a society where, you are facing a lot of issues, you are facing discrimination, the color of your skin, racism, and all those social issues affect you mentally. When you have been racially discriminated, even in work, you have a coping mechanism, but it is not. I remember my daughter telling me that in school, when you have an issue, the teachers always go with the other people, the other race. And I felt that it's not a big issue, but these are some of the issues. They said, no, they will not give you the opportunity to speak. They assume you have made a mistake, you know? So these are some of the issues we need to begin to discuss, have an honest and open conversation, break the stereotypes, the taboo, the misinformation, the conspiracy theories about mental health, people saying that no, all religious, yes, we need to break all those, demystify all those, issues, and, let people have that sense of belongingness where they can feel secure in strict confidentiality to talk to us. And as I said, you can't address my mental health issue if you don't understand the culture, you don't have the cultural competence to deal with it. So that is the issue. So thank you so much. On behalf of Fifth Impact, we want to thank Sister Rhoda for the time. Because of her, we are going to run series of events on youth mental health. And I want to thank Sister Ya Asantua for her contribution. I want to really appreciate her. I want to appreciate Bernice. I want to appreciate Mami. I want to appreciate Evelyn. I want to appreciate Sister Patricia and everybody, and our MC, Sister Gifty, for, making this event a very memorable and a learning experience for us. So I want to thank all of you, and I hope to see you next. If the video will be available to watch on Facebook and then on YouTube, you can join our page and just get in touch with me. If there is any areas you want us to focus on, any social issues, we are open. We can have a Zoom. We can get the experts to talk to us. So thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to attend this event. I also want to use this opportunity to thank Kesia all the way from Togo joining us. Thank you for joining. Okay. And God bless you, Esther, everybody, Uncle Joe, everybody that joined. Thank you so much and have a lovely weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Glory.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gifty.
Okay.
Thank you. And we'll see ourselves again soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Bye.
thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.